everybody, I'm your man, Dennis Pitzenberger here, Power Automedia, SEMA 2018, with my man, Mark from Graveyard Carz. Always good to see you. How are you and how's the show?
Doing great. Nice to see you. It's an amazing show like it is every year. It seems that every year gets a little bigger and a little busier. I know because I'm a little more tired at the end of the week than I was the first time I came out here. But yeah, it's a great show.
What have you got cooking with OER? We know that your level of restorations are, bar none, something that people need to strive for. Describe a little bit about your relationship with OER and why you have picked to partner with them.
Well, the fact is OER is making the parts, number one, that hardly anybody else, in some cases nobody else, is making. So that's first and foremost. But then you got to look at the quality of the parts and the fitment of the parts. You got to look at so many things come up to why you select a vendor. So with OER, I pick up the phone. I have 2 or 3 of the folks that I always love to talk to. They know my brain. They know that I'm all over the map. I call them up. I start rattling off part numbers. They know the part numbers. They spit them out to me. 2 days, 3 days later, I get the parts and they're the right parts. So that's a big thing. That's not everywhere. You don't get that everywhere. Then when you put the part on the car, it fits like it's supposed to. Yeah, these are original equipment replacement parts. They're not the manufacturer that made them, but they're based on the original manufacturer that made them, and they fit.
Mark, I want to dive into that a little bit more. You talked about getting the parts on time and they fit. But let's talk about how that also transcends into how happy your customers are when you know you're putting a quality part on a quality restoration.
Well, the finished product, nobody argues with. They're beautiful, all right? And the name of the game is how quick can you get it done? Everybody wants their car yesterday. It's a big chain. Just imagine a big chain going around and you miss a link. You order a part, takes time to order it, takes a minute to order it. You went to the trouble of looking it up. You order it, you receive it, looks like the right part. Technician doesn't check it to make sure it's the right part. 2 weeks later, it holds up the entire process over that one part. We don't have that at OER. At OER, they already know what we're going to need. When I talk to them on the phone and I say, I want you to make sure, these guys will actually go down and pull apart and make sure it's the right one for me. So that's why I do what I do with OER. And that's why our relationship, as far as I'm concerned, would never change from where it's at right now, which is phenomenal.
What's the next step for Graveyard Carz? Is there a car out there that you haven't restored yet that you still want to get your hands on, use OER parts, and have that one car you haven't had a chance to get your hands on yet?
Well, there's a couple of vehicles out there that we haven't had the luxury of doing yet. One we may be doing for SEMA 2019, and it may involve the brand new 1,000 horsepower Mopar crate engine I received yesterday at the Mopar show. I can't talk about that yet. A car that personally I think is a neat car, we've never had the opportunity to do one, and there are very few out there, is the Chrysler 300H, the Hearst 300. Neat car, big boat, all that stuff, and should we get to a point where we can get one of those going, I'll be working very closely with OER because they actually want to know about parts that aren't being made but they think have a market, and we'll be working tightly on something like that. That would probably be the closest thing to a unicorn because we've done Cudas, Chargers, Challengers, Roadrunners, Superbirds, Daytonas, convertibles, hardtops, Hemis. I mean, you name it, we've already kind of done it. But that's a 50-foot shark that slipped us by.
All right, Mark, you know what? If people want their Mopar restored, they know where to go. It's Graveyard Carz. If they want the parts, they know where to go. It's OER. If we want to know more about the parts and we want to know more about the show, where do we go?
If you want to know more about Graveyard Carz, go to graveyardcarz.com, with a Z, of course. If you want to know about the amazing parts, especially something like this brand new 1970 Dodge Charger grill nobody in the world has made since 1970, go to oerparts.com. That's where we go.
All right, you heard the man. SEMA 2018, this is Power Auto Media.